Hello and welcome, beautiful soul, back to another episode of Permission to Follow Your Inner GPS video podcast series. And today we have a beautiful Alli Marrie with us.
Hi.
Hello, gorgeous. She is an independent marketing strategist and content creator. That sounds interesting. Please tell us who you are and about your journey.
Yeah, so I own AB Marketing and Copywriting. I am an independent marketing strategist and content creator. My given name is Alli Blotter, but on Facebook I go by Alli Marrie, and that's my stage name. So I provide creative strategies, copy, video, and music to conscious entrepreneurs and organizations. I work mainly with coaches like yourself and healers, people in the personal development wellness industry. I'm very passionate about helping women. Most of my clients are women. I work with Texas business women to empower women. That's my jam. I love, boosting my female entrepreneurs. Like I said, I'm also an actor. So on the side, I'm a comedic rapper. And Bree, check her out. So I love working on a lot of different projects, and I'm creative 28, 8. So
yeah, I get that. It's not 24/7 anymore. It's 28/8.
Yeah.
Maybe 32 or 36/9. I don't know.
Yeah.
It feels like it sometimes. Oh my gosh. You mentioned doing video. Tell us a little bit about that, if you wouldn't mind.
Yeah, so I specialize in animated video, so creating explainer videos.
Okay.
Some of my clients have, really complex subjects that they want to communicate. It's also a great tool for passive income if you want to create a whole course or webinar. So I make little animated cartoons. And the videos are usually about 2 minutes long. Comes with music, sound effects, voiceover, the whole package. And I really love doing it. I think it's a really fun, creative way to educate people. And video, of course, is the thing on social media. So
at least for this span of time, right?
For now, until they move into like AR and VR and all that stuff.
Yeah, that's total. That's a little out of my vocabulary range at the moment. How did you get started with all of this, beautiful?
So it's kind of a long story. So I have a theater background. I went to school for theater, but I'm also a writer. I minored in journalism. And so I wanted to be a writer while I was supplementing my acting career to get that started.
Mm-hmm.
So I started writing for a tech company, software, like cloud computing. And I did that for 5 years, and I realized I don't like tech. It's not my thing. So I started my own company. I just started anyone who wanted help with websites, marketing, copy, anything. And I started learning the types of industries I like and the types of things that I'm passionate about writing. And through that process, I learned that I really love leadership, female empowerment, and personal development. And through the whole process of growing myself and meeting all these different people, it just blossomed into a business. And it's really cool that now I'm getting to do the more creative videos and music and integrate my passions together in one business. And I love it.
So your journey hasn't exactly been super smooth.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. At this point, for most people looking from the outside, and Alli Marrie, she's got it all together. She did la 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 la, and it isn't that we don't share the other parts of it, but so tell us about some of those. How did you decide it was time to no longer do the techie stuff that is like, yeah, that's
I was just miserable. Like, I wouldn't want to wake up. I would be like physically angry. Just, I was so like just done. Like, I can't do this anymore.
Wow.
And once I started, it was really scary to follow that path of what I want isn't necessarily the standard for success. And like what women, their path in society and all that crap. And so just having the courage to say, this is what I want and I'm going to try stuff. And it was rough. I mean, I'm still trying to find clients and trying to work on trusting myself and that my talents are valid, even if they don't fit into any cookie cutter box. And go ahead.
I was just going to say, it's becoming more and more okay for us who are not part of the norm to start standing out. And it's not standing out. Well, it is part of standing out, but it's also allowing us to it's like, okay, I can take off the first 5 layers that really aren't me. And it's not about flying in the face of society or cultures. It's more about, this is who I came here to be. I may not be sure exactly who that is yet. However, it's more than what I knew before.
Yes, exactly. And
how did you decide, or tell us if you would? They're giving me so many questions in one. It's like, pick one. You talked about animated video. How did you get from starting your own company to doing that piece of it?
So that was just the natural progression of marketing. Copy and blogs are important, but the future is video. And so I wanted to keep up. And I also wanted a more creative, engaging way to serve my clients and share their message. So I just taught myself how to do animated videos, and I love it. It's like paper dolls on crack, just moving little cartoons around.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting, actually. Yeah. Paper dolls on crack. Okay.
And it's such a creative way to integrate, interaction and communication. With blogs, it's just visual, but you can add, sound, and that adds a different dimension to communication. And so it's a whole new level of sharing that I really like.
That's very interesting. Would you be willing to share even just one challenge or obstacle along the way to give our viewers? There's somebody else out there who's doing techie or something else, and it's like, they really, it's plugging the time clock or clocking in somewhere, and it's really killing their spirit from the inside. So please share with us something that you have, hopefully not anymore, but been challenged along the way. And what did you do? How did you get through it?
So I would say my advice would be, get comfortable with being uncomfortable. It took me a long time to embrace that, but I'm starting to really enjoy it. The 9 to 5 clocking in is safe. It's the steady income. It's the safety net of things are going to work out. And once I realized that making mistakes and stepping into things that are scary, that's where growth is. And once I accepted that, okay, I'm going to have to go out on my own and try these scary things, but they're exciting for me, and I know it's where my heart is and where my passion is. If I allow myself to step into those scary, uncomfortable places, that's where magic happens. And so I would just say that whatever is in your heart, whatever deep down, it's like money didn't matter if you didn't have to worry about expectations from other people, like the pressure society puts on you. What would you do? Oh, if anything, what would it be? And like each day, just take one tiny little step to get to move forward into that, towards that. And if you're doing a scary, uncomfortable thing, then it's probably in the right direction.
Yes. Yes. For a long time before I got into this work, I knew that I was not comfortable in my skin because it was very confining. And more and more people are out loud acknowledging that it's time to be comfortable being uncomfortable, because we have 24/7 access to just about anything anymore. Yeah. That might be good, but sometimes maybe not.
Everything's got its pluses and minuses.
It does. What was the final straw or the final piece from working where you didn't want to get up and were just totally not happy, miserable, to going, okay, I've got to do this, or what?
I started to realize in my body, when I would go back to those comfortable safety net places, I would feel like crap. I'd just be angry. I'd be hunched over in a ball, like my body was literally creating a barrier. And when I started stepping into those places of discomfort, but excitement, like tons of health problems went away. So I started realizing it's like, okay, if I want to be healthy, then I've got to start taking these steps. So feeling it in my body and listening to my body was one of the defining moments of, okay, this is what I'm supposed to do. My body is telling me to go this other way.
Isn't it amazing that if we're tuned in enough, that we're getting signs and nudges, and some are getting hit over the head or through the head with a spiritual 2x4, and some are even bigger than that. What are some of this is an interesting question. What are some of the issues, without breaking confidences of your clients, what are some of their challenges that you're helping them work through the work that you help them with?
One of my favorite things is branding, starting with them from the very beginning, at the point when they just have an idea and they're scared to step into it and they don't know which direction to go. I really love helping them define their mission, their values, better understand their values, create goals, just sort of build a package around their idea. And what was I going to say? Yes, so now I lost my thought. There it goes.
Okay, well, we'll move on to the next one. It'll come back or it won't. So apparently you weren't supposed to share that part of it. And isn't it, it's amazing. I really love that you brought up your clients, or one of the favorite parts that you work with and help them is they may not know these other pieces. They just know, I have to do this.
Yes.
And many times, it's taken me a long time to figure out how this to be packaged in a way that people actually get what's in it for them. And that's the whole piece of this. It's following your inner GPS, your inner guided purpose, soul path. That's the big part. But knowing the other parts, or how to get to them, so that people understand, rather than, well, I work with quantum physics, and it's like, okay, that's the name of it, but doesn't tell us anything. And that's not a dig. It's just, it's like once you get someone in the door, whether it's virtual or literal, physical, and they can connect with your energy, which is where video and Alli Marrie come in, hint, hint, then you can exchange energy, whether you ever see a person or not while they're watching the video, but they're having a chance to connect with the energy and the message. And so many of us are empaths, or at least, people that I seem to attract are empaths or highly sensitive. And so it's like, okay, so these are the words, but what does it feel like?
Mm-hmm.
Is that one of the determining factors of who it is you work with based on what you are here to do? And it's not just getting a client in the door to follow your inner GPS, is it?
No, it's huge. I usually know immediately if it's like, yes, I want to know more about what you're doing. Tell me more. How can I help? Or I can help you with a couple things, but I don't think long term this is going to be this committed relationship. I really feel like it's back to the tech. If I'm not insanely, passionately, overwhelmingly devoted to sharing my client's message, it just doesn't work.
No.
And it's not beneficial for either of us. I'm really particular about finding the people who inspire me, and that's what matters, is if they're inspiring me to learn. And I do research, like that's, if I'm going to spend all my time learning about the intricacies of what they're doing, it's got to be worth it. It's got to be something that I'm putting my name on it. So
how interesting, because you're not only following your inner GPS, that inner calling for you to do what you do, but it also has to be in alignment,
yes,
and resonate with the people who come to you.
Mm-hmm.
And so how did you get to that part? And maybe it was easy for you to, healers,
Mm-hmm.
we help everybody. We can help anybody. We can help everybody. And it's like, no, but yes, I can. Well, yeah, you can, but not everyone really wants the help. How did you get to that point where it's like, okay, this is what I can do, and it's not blinders, but it's in this pathway, and within that pathway, it's wide open? How did you get to that point?
Trial and error.
I know that one.
Yeah. So there are different types of marketing. I prefer organic, and I spend a lot of time trying to help clients with paid ads and the whole advertising portion of marketing. And I realized that's not my passion. And honestly, it's more effective if someone specializes in paid marketing versus organic. Mm-hmm. They're very different fields. And mm-hmm. So when I tried to do both, it just didn't feel right. They weren't getting the results they want. So if someone comes to me and they're like, I want paid ads, I want, this type of result, then it's not going to work well. But if someone knows exactly what they want to share, then, or I can help them know what they want to share, then the message just sells itself. And so I like to work in the space of sort of the passive income creation instead of the paid ads. And so if someone comes to me with that, that's what I found. Their mindset around marketing, if they have that, then that's not what I do, and that's okay.
How interesting, because some people would attempt to help, period. Mm-hmm. Even though yes, you can do it. You've done it. Mm-hmm. You know how to do it. And yet your a Hawaiian word, actually Japanese word just popped up and said, yeah, nobody's going to understand that one, guys. Very tuned in. It's like, yeah, you're very tuned in to what is in alignment or what resonates with what you're supposed to be doing to helping your clients. Mm-hmm. That is so important. Was there any defining moment where you knew you had to just really kind of laser focus in this area and not do the others?
Yes. Well, maybe I don't know the defining moment, but I did wake up one day and realize, here's what it was. I was creating a branding workshop. And so what I teach my clients, or what I tell my clients, is always what I need to hear. So I was explaining that being laser focused on what you want isn't necessarily exclusive, but it makes it easier for the people who know exactly what they want to find me. And so when I told that to myself in that process, I was like, okay, that means the stuff that I don't particularly want to do, I'm not going to advertise it. Like, if it comes along and I feel compelled to do it, I will, but it's not my primary goal of organic creative content.
And with that said, when you're laser focused, you really actually open up everything within that. And the people who are supposed to be working with you will somehow find you. So it's not about keeping the doors like so super open that you don't exclude anyone. It's about attracting the right fit for both of you.
Exactly. And there's so much power in that.
There is. Was it easy for you to do that? I realize you just shared with us about getting ready to work on a branding workshop, but was it easy for you to get to that point?
No, I mean, I spent years trying all sorts of different things and having that feeling in my body of crap. But the moment that I actually did feel what it's supposed to feel like, of like, yes, I love what you're doing, I'm going to work with you. Once I felt that feeling, it got easier, because, okay, I know what this feels like. I know what happens in my mind and heart and body when we're aligned. And so it made it easier moving forward. It's like, am I feeling this? No, move on. Am I feeling this? Yes, keep going.
Excellent. Oh my gosh. What else would you like to share with? Do you want to share something about branding archetypes in here? I just see this note.
Sure.
Okay.
I actually just did a branding workshop Wednesday, and it's one of my favorite things. Someone came up and told me, it was a LinkedIn workshop, but the focus of it is still on branding. And someone told me, I've never heard you explain using LinkedIn that way. And I was like, yes, I'm doing something right. So when I was building my business, I didn't have a clue about a direction or brand values or anything. I was just like, I want to do this on my own. I don't want to do tech. And a couple years in, when I started learning about the marketing funnel and the most effective way to do marketing, you have to have that strong foundation. Mm-hmm. And brand values comes from the values that you have when you're born. Everyone's born with specific innate values that help them make decisions. They're the principles that guide their lives. And in business, it's the same thing. If you're an entrepreneur, they aren't different. Your business is you. So I love teaching the concept of brand archetypes and helping people discover their values and their role in the world, what character they play in the story of life. And from theater, that's really how it all started coming in. It's like, oh, this is my vehicle for teaching, for sharing the knowledge I have, is through storytelling. And so helping people better understand their values and thinking about their life and their business as a story. It's really been really fun to help them open up possibilities of it's not just your life and your business. They're not compartmentalized, because that's what I went through for a very long time. And once I embrace that and share that with other people, things just, they don't fall into place, but it makes decisions a little bit easier.
When you help people understand their story or their values in creating the branding foundation, doesn't that, okay, it feels like it would really help open up more of themselves to them by way of defining, not in a box, but just helping them to define what it is they're here to do.
Precisely. When some people who sign up for a evaluation after the workshop, there's sort of, I can feel this tug of they're not willing to answer those hard questions about digging deep down about their true story and what it means. And in those situations, I'm like, okay, that's cool. And then the next person who is really willing to dig deep down, I'm like, yes, these are the people I'm aligned with. These are people I can work with. And it's a good tool for gauging if someone's willing to step into that uncomfortable place of answering those deep life questions of their story and giving it out to the world. It can be intimidating.
It can be, because we're taught to keep so much in and don't let anybody know that you messed up. It's like,
and I love putting it in the context of, in stories, the hero, if the hero doesn't have something to overcome, it's not interesting. If the hero just wins all the time, it's not a good story. But people relate to the struggles and the trials and falling on your face and dealing with shit. Like, that's what makes a difference. And so I like to tell my clients to share those struggles, share when your business isn't going well. Like, that's what will draw people to it, is because it's real and authentic. And authentic marketing is the trend now. I mean,
thankfully so.
Yeah.
Thankfully so. Authentic, organic, integrity. My, oh my, what concepts.
Yeah, who knew that could be successful?
Oh, thankfully, because I don't know how to do anything else really. And it's interesting how it's now a new thing or a trend, and we've gone back to being honest. And this isn't about airing all of our laundry. It's just about being real.
Exactly.
So, with that said, is there anything else you'd like to share with our viewers, beautiful?
Sure, thank you. I have been trying to get real with myself lately. And just in the past couple weeks, I've been developing a tool to market my clients and all the people I work with. It's an immersive, interactive conference experience where smart, creative, ambitious women can come together. They can meet each other. They can play. They can have those deep conversations. It'll be like a buffet of leadership activities. There'll be art. There'll be a Brie concert at the end. It's still in development, but I'm super excited, and it's a scary and uncomfortable step for me. So
then it must be the right next step for you and your
exactly.
and those you are here to serve.
Yes, exactly.
Where can our viewers find you? What is your contact information?
You can learn about my business, alliblotter.com, like an ink blotter, BLOTTER. You can send me an email, alliblotter@gmail.com. If you would like to follow Lil Brie, she's on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. And then there's also Alli Blotter Marketing on Facebook.
Alli Blotter, that's ALLI.
Yes.
BLOTTER, ladies and gentlemen, okay? Because there's a few different ways to spell Alli, so that's ALLI.
Yes.
Alliblotter.com.
Yeah. A lot of people butcher it, but that's okay. I just keep moving on.
Thank you so much for being with us. You shared a great deal about your journey and how it is you came to do what you're doing. So thank you for that.
Thank you for having me. This was so much fun, and I
Oh,
appreciate you giving me the opportunity to share.
our pleasure, definitely. So, beautiful soul, thank you again for joining us on the Permission to Follow Your Inner GPS, Your Inner Guided to Purpose Soul Path video podcast. And when you have a moment after you have finished this, what you're at this point, take a few moments and visit us at angeldreamteam.com and tap into the Living Spirit and Wellness Global Directory for empaths. There are all kinds of beautiful, amazing coaches and graphic designers, healers, readers, seers, who knows what else is on there by now. We are an ever-growing community online to help you, and maybe you even want to join us.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, beautiful soul, until next time, follow your inner GPS.
Thank
Bye-bye
you.
for now.
Bye.